Welcome back. For this series, we're going to introduce the arithmetic operators in C, mainly plus, minus, asterisk, and slash for division. Now, what I added in here, notice I have a get ch here instead of a system pause. This is in case you are in a non-Windows platform. Let's say you're on Linux, but make sure if you're going to use that function that you include the library that supports it. And the library that supports it is con on nio.h, conio.h, okay? Make sure you have that if you're going to do it this way. Now, this isn't mandatory. I just added this as a feature in case you're on a different platform. Now, let's talk about the first operator, addition, right? The plus. So it's an arithmetic operator, so it needs a left and right elements to add them, and then you need to store a result somewhere. So typically, you're going to need three variables, okay? It's not mandatory, but you're going to need typically three variables to handle this. One for the left member, the right member, and then the result. And another operator is the assignment operator, which will be the equals. Okay, so we've seen that with assigning values to a variable. So now, once you do an arithmetic operation, you want to assign the result to a variable. Let's go ahead and do an integer addition. Okay, so we will notice later on that, especially in division, there will be a distinction between integer division and a float division. That's going to be a very important point when we get there. So keep that in mind. All right, well, let's start simple with an addition. So let's say I have three variables, num1, num2, and result. Okay? So typically, you could assign num1 some value, 7, num2 some other value, -3, okay? And then the result might be the sum of num1 plus num2. So this is the basic structure of an addition operation. Okay, there will be some variations to that as we move forward, but this is basically it. You need two numbers. Notice the equal sign is on this side, not on the right-hand side. So you're going to be moving from right to left. So you can take num2, add it to num1, and then store it in results. That's typically how it's processed. And then we can actually printf. And we could do a mock operation on the screen here. So we could do %d plus %d equals %d slash n. Then put your three variables there, num1, num2, and result. So it will give the impression that you're doing the operation there. Now, can we do the operation in a printf statement? Absolutely. We'll do that next. So let's go ahead and compile this and run. And there you have it. So 7 plus -3 equals 4, right? Okay. And notice here, I'm just going to press any key, the space bar, the H key, the T key, it doesn't matter. Okay, and it will end, right? So this here will wait for an input from the keyboard. It will grab that character, and that's the end of it. Since it is the last instruction, then I am going to get out of the program. Now, let's look at a different way to do this operation. You could do it this way as well, printf. The result equals, put quotes here, and then you can put a %d slash n, and then you can do the operation right here. So num1 plus num2. This is in case you don't really need the result variable to have a value in it. So you just need two variables, just add them up while you're printing. And the result of this addition, notice this is not a comma, that's an actual operator, an arithmetic operator, right? And the result of that will go into this placeholder. All right, let's see how it works. So compile and run. Printf, I misspelled it. Printf, there you go. And I have too many T's. There you go. Compile and run. And there you have it. So you're getting the same result, but the operation is done differently. One, the operation was done in its own line, which means you need to store the result of that operation in some variable. You can call it result. In case you don't need that variable downstream as you go through your program, and you just want to display the total right here, then you could do it here right on the printf statement. Okay? All right, so if we could do that with plus, can we do it with minus? Sure. And we could do something like this, printf. %d minus %d equals %d. So I'm going to show you a different way to do things as well. And let's put num1, num2, and then num1 minus num2 as the third element. Okay? And let's see how that works for us. So num1 minus num2, I am doing that simply right here for this placeholder, for the sake of this placeholder here. Okay? So it will definitely show the first number, the second number with a minus sign in front, right? And let's see how that looks. So compile and run. And there you have it. So 7 minus minus 3 equals 10, right? So a minus minus becomes positive, right? And it's basically 7 plus 3. Okay. Now, let's do a separate operation where the result, so you could reuse result, equals num1 minus num2. Okay? And that's another way to do it. Oops, minus, minus. Okay? Excellent. So compile and run. Well, we'll just compile here. I'm not doing anything special here. Now, what happens if I do this? Num1 equals num2 equals result. Just as an experiment. Let's see what happens. Right? So let me compile this for a minute. Okay. So this is like a multi-assignment, and we're going to prove something. And I want you to think about what's going on, right? So printf, num1 has this value. And put num1 here. Okay, so take a second and try to predict what num1's value will be, right? So let's go ahead and do it. Compile and run. And there you have it. So what it did, it took that 10 that we had in the result, assigned it to num2, then assigned it to num1. From right to left. So as you can see the assignment here. This is in case you want to reset all values to some specific value. So this gives you an idea on how to reuse the assignment for that purpose. Great. So now if you try to print num2 as well, num2 will have the same 10 values stored in there. Okay? All right, so for the next operation, we're going to do multiply and divide.